Mika Whaitiri.
Mr. Speaker, o tira I ngā membo te wharenei tēnā tātou katoa. Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's a pleasure to take a call on the Building Pools Amendment Bill in the committee stage. And Sir, I want to focus my contribution particularly on clause 6 of the bill. And perhaps the Minister and Chair perhaps or could give some clarity around clause 6, Sir. Clause 6, particularly 6A, which amends section 11 of the Building Act, talks about enforcing compliance with the manufacturer and retail notice. No issue there, Sir, but when you read the particular clause there, it states that the Ministry of Business and Innovation and Employment, particularly the CE, will be the person responsible for ensuring that anybody that manufactures, sells or offers for sale any pool product designed for swimming, wading, bathing or bathing to supply a notice summarising the responsibility of owners, pool operators and occupiers in terms of restricting access. So, Sir, as I read it, we've got the manufacturing and the retail notice, the responsibility of the CE of Ministry of Business and Innovation and Employment. Then we go to clause 6B, which amends section 12 of the Building Act, which identifies that the responsibility of ensuring pool barrier requirements sits with the Territory Authority. So if I can just paint that picture, manufacturing notice, MOBI, the ensuring that pool barrier requirements and compliance with that sits with the Territorial Authority. Then, Sir, we come down to the waivers and modifications, and in there is clause 6C or 10A, which inserts a new section in 67A and amends section 188 of the Building Act. And Sir, when I read this particular clause, it highlights that, this clause allows territory authorities and the Chief Executive of the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment the right to grant waivers and modifications of the pool barrier requirements as set out in clause 7, new section 162. And I guess, Sir, the question I have is obviously one of coordination between territory authorities and MOBI, given that we've got one Chief Executive of a substantive ministry, and of course we've got numerous numbers of territory authorities, Sir. So it just for me raised a question around ensuring that, for want of a better word, bureaucracy or defining each other's role, that we don't end up having a tragedy of a loss of a young life simply because the left hand isn't coordinating or speaking well with the right hand, Sir. So I do want to come back to other parts of the bill, Sir, but it was important that I just address clause 6 in terms of defining the respective roles between the Ministry of Business Innovation and also the territory authorities to ensure that if we are going to waiver pool barriers particularly, that there is a coordination between those particular organisations, Sir, and it's a question that I just put on the floor and the Minister might be able to respond. Thank you very much.